know, sometimes I think I'd forget my head if it wasn't attached to my neck. Yeah, forgot to research this. After going into a cave specifically to pick up that last bit of mycelia. So, the mycelial networks of these fungi possess unusually resilient hyphae, which show potential for making a strong but lightweight natural fabric. Really? Additionally, it has been similar medicinal and pest control applications to mycelia on Earth. Okay, what else is available here? Mycelia for this. Some of this stuff I can't even identify. But I apparently can make fabric out of biomass and more mycelia. I suppose the real problem is the more mycelia. Speaking of, so I've got coal, but I don't have a viable node yet. I need to find one that's near a water resource. But on the other hand, what if there isn't one that's near a water resource? I mean, I know what I think the nearest water thing is. I ran across it by accident. But what about the coal? I mean, there were like 3 areas where there was coal. One was unreachable, one was on top of a mountain, and the last one, well, what about that last one? The last one, I haven't found it yet. So maybe I ought to take a look and see what that last one is like. Maybe it'll be near a water resource. Okay, let's see. Here we go. Now it is, if I remember correctly, 654, 1,238 meters away. Yeah, there we go. But note the direction it's in. That was the direction I was going when I found the coastline, the water source. You see what they're like on the heads-up display? They're not exactly in the same direction, but they're in the same-ish direction. Now this coal node is kind of this way. I wonder, am I going to run into the coastline? Oh yeah, they must have run through all the biofuel. But hopefully I won't be using biofuel anymore, at least not for the most part. The point of getting coal is to automate power production. I've been able to do that with biomass, because biomass depends on picking up things like leaves and wood and all that, and there's no such thing as a node for those things. So I can't put up a miner on a relatively infinite source. But with coal, they have nodes. Alright, let me get another heading on this. Here we go. Should be closer. Okay, here we go. Yeah, that group of, looks like 3 of them is where I'm headed. Wait, what's this thing? Pure limestone. I ought to just mark that on the map for the sake of having it. Wait a tick. I saw that. Oh, and I already marked this. Like I said, I'd forget my head if it wasn't attached to my neck. If my neck wasn't attached, I'd probably forget it too. So yeah, we have something of a hike. But it looks as though there is some water near-ish to the coal source. I don't know. There's a thing about the map. I saw the coal at the end of it. I saw what looked like water, some kind of water, near there. And I've probably been here before. Come to think of it, I head off in this direction. You know, just to explore for its own sake. Hopefully I haven't passed the node. Yeah, it's like... It seems to be picking up either further nodes or... Well, maybe not nodes that I've already run into before, but... I remember this place. This is where I found my first crashed freighter. And I had to wire it up to 60 megawatts to open it and get the hard drive. Hard thingy, whatever. Okay, so it looks to me as though the coal is down there somewhere. It also looks as though there's water. But more importantly, how do I get down without breaking my neck? Is there even the concept of breaking your neck here? I mean, yeah, you can get, well, killed by aggressive wildlife. But can you die of a fall? I remember falling down a relatively hefty distance by accident once when I fell into that cave. Maybe I can do a set of controlled drops. Just as long as they're not too high. Like this. As soon as I'm down on the ground level, I'll go looking for that coal again. It's got to be close this time. Maybe that's it up ahead. Notice there's a hog. Yeah, hog. Not sure what kind of hog right now. Wait, no, that's not coal. That's limestone. That's water. Yeah, there's a huge lake here, or at least a huge-ish lake. Okay, well, I'm gonna go down a bit further. I don't know if I think maybe this counts as ground level, so I'm gonna scan for that coal again. Should be right on top of it. Oh, there's 4 nodes. 4 nodes of coal. And they're right. And there's a water source here, and it's pretty close. Let me get rid of this. Uh-oh. Okay, if I get... Where's my shotgun? Hold on a second. How did that tree not catch on fire? Brother. Yeah, that was kind of hairy. Okay, I'm gonna start digging up this quartz here. I suppose that's another thing I ought to look for. I mean, is there such a thing as a quartz node? Speaking of, where was that coal? I kind of lost track of it in that fight. Ah, here we go. It is a normal coal node. What is this thing on it? Is that going to get in the way of like the mining, what do you call it? Wait a second. Okay. It says press E to start mining coal, but it doesn't... Let me test something here. Let's say, for sake of argument, that I put a... Yeah, I can't put it here. There doesn't seem to be a way to get this rock out of the way. But this is, I think, only one node. There are 3 others. Wonder what the odds are that they're covered by rocks too. Ah, here we go. Yeah, this is another normal node. So I'm going to mark it. There's like 2 more right there. And this should go under... Okay. And make this power, actually, because I'm going to be generating it by coal. And maybe put a conveyor belt down. Oh, another thing I ought to do is there's a way to make this visible. I did this earlier. Okay, where is the water? It's right over here. So it's not exactly... The node isn't really on top of the water source, but it's close. Or should I say closer? And look at this, more coal. Eventually I'm going to exhaust this thing. It's not an actual node, it's just... Yeah, there we go. Alright. So let me see if I can put a water extractor down. Oh boy, that takes a lot of rotors, doesn't it? Default extraction rate of 120 cubic meters. Okay, so I can put it here, but I can't put it this far inland. Okay, well I better just drop it here, just for the sake of having it there. That may indeed be water. Try submerging your arm. If it does not dissolve, that will narrow down the range of possibilities. Or you could just pipe it to a coal-powered generator and see what happens. Speaking of, let me see, where do I think what I ought to do is put the, let's see, the generator is going to be at least a kilometer, wait a minute. Yeah, rule of thumb here. Those aggressive wildlife are always protecting something. Therefore, it follows logically that there's a resource to be exploited around here. Oh, so help me. Exploited. Aren't I the company man? So what would it be guarding? It's a fair chance that it's guarding something anyway. Maybe I just encountered it out in the wild and would have inevitably come after me at some point. I can't see anything. That shoots that idea all the heckin' back. I'm picking this stuff up because it's not very common, but I probably low. Suppose I could use some more mycelium. What's that stuff look like again? Goodness, this cave must be gigantic. It's doing this kind of thing to me. Holy ghosts. This must have been what that one Belcher was guarding, the entrance to this cave. Take that. Well, perhaps I was wrong about being wrong. I'd like to be able to see. Okay, well that was just part of the cave. There's no real way to drill any further down and widen that one window. Wasn't any mycelium here, but still, the fact that I found something that rare, I guess this little detour was worth it. So, anyway. Speaking of distractions, I'm gonna go get that node of something or other. It's probably just iron. Now I'm going to see about this power plant. Yeah, it is just iron. But, I mean, iron really isn't anything to sneeze at anyway. I had to drop down a considerable distance to get here. So I may have to build a ramp to get back up. Or follow what looks like a nice slope there. Alright, so here might be a good enough place to put our theoretical coal plant. Assuming, of course, that I can afford to make one. I might not be able to. Okay, yeah, I need more rotors. But at least I know where this coal source is. Alright, I'm gonna... Yeah, here we go. And this is the marker view distance on compass. That's what I'm trying... Yeah, here we go. Now I'll be able to see it wherever I go. No matter how far away I go. So speaking of going places, I'm gonna go back home. You can always just use that space elevator as a sort of a homing. I'm not sure what this thing is called. Oh yeah, a North Star. Yeah, you can use it as a North Star. Just like, you know, in the olden days, they used the actual North Star to navigate, because it always stayed at the center of the sky. Or, yeah, it never moved. Unless, of course, you're below the equator, at which point you use the Southern Cross. I'm a bit skittish about... Well, I was going to say navigating on... hanging around on this ledge, but now it's hitting hostile animals on this ledge.